Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tomb Raider 2. We're going to get started immediately here, and we'll do a quick little recap shortly, because we're on a bit of a time limit, because we are underwater. Only lasts for a very short space of time though. There's a switch there. Try to catch it before you go down here, because there's quite a strong current that kind of prevents you from going back. Let me just demonstrate. So if you try to go, if you notice it when you're here, it kind of stops you swimming back up, and it's not a great time. So try to hit that switch before you go too far and get caught in the current. And now that we're out of the water, welcome back. Today we are doing living quarters. A short, sweet level, not a whole lot going on here. 16 pickups, full 3 secrets, and to be honest, a vast majority of the pickups are from enemies. And the 3 secrets that we have in this level are not particularly hard to get either. They're really, all 3 of them are really just know they're there kind of thing. It's not really a big problem. So this level is kind of split up into, I'm going to call it 3 different sections. So we've got this kind of engine-y looking room with these big piston style things, and we need to move them and change their positioning to get to various switches, one of which being the one that Lara is looking at there. But there's a multitude of other ones as well. So first things first, we're going to go down here. You may already be able to hear the sound of fire. We'll get to that shortly. But before you drop down here, just pull out whatever preferred high damage weapon you have, because we're about to deal with some enemies in a very small space. And thankfully we were able to take care of them without them getting any damage off. I know you also have something, and I would like it, please. There. Right, so before you go running around this corner, you have some barrels here. They are going to roll down at us, so stick your leg out, jump right back. You do also have a third enemy. It's going to come barreling around this corner at you. And he also... No, sorry. Third person does not drop anything. Hop over the barrels. The next set will start rolling, but they're not really a threat in any way. We're going to return to this room a little later. There's a switch here above these barrels on the wall that you may recognize as a underwater switch, as I like to call them. I think they're just referred to as levers, to be honest. But needless to say, we can't use that just yet. So we're going to take a jump over to here and shimmy the long length of this ledge. Needless to say, a drop onto these burners would be death. There is no nearby water that would relieve you of your on flame status, so you would die very quickly. So do your best not to run into any of these fire. Once you're clear, there's a switch. Switch turns off fire. Everybody happy. Then we're going to jump straight up here. And from here we have another little ladder. Camera's going to do some weird stuff. And we're going to come around to this room with a lever. So in here we have a hole going down, and we also have over here, which is going to come into play later, a gap leading up, though you can't do anything here because there's stuff blocking the way you might want to go. But we're going to get around to that a little later. Let's pull this switch and these all change position. So from here we drop down and we're right back out here again That's the way we went in. And now that these are in a different position, it allows us to get the whole way across. And it also allows us to get our first secret. So these still aren't tall enough for us to reach that lever. So again, we're going to revisit. Oh, I could be dead. Oh, no, we're not. Okay. Running jump is not the correct decision there. Oh, and you also might be able to see the first secret over to the right hand side there, just kind of standing out the silver dragon. Now from here, don't worry about trying to land on that third one. If you take a running jump, you'll make it the whole way over to the last one. And then just before we jump over to that secret, there's an enemy who's going to stick his head around the corner here. We'll take him out very quickly, and then we can jump over for this secret. Again, not particularly difficult to get, not particularly strongly hidden. I think the challenge here probably revolves more around making it back. So I'm just going to hit a quick save here. Because this is a little bit of an awkward jump. But you can just about make it. This guy drops some automatic pistol ammo. And I don't think there's any enemies here. But this is going to bring us around to some movable blocks. So there's only one thing you can do with this, and it's push, because you cannot pull back off the edge of that. And if we just stop here for a quick second, you'll see that this is that hole that we were at the bottom of earlier, where we looked up and saw these two blocks blocking the way. We are going to go down there shortly, but we don't want to do that yet because it's too high to jump back up on this side. So we just need to push this the whole way down. And then we want to go around this side and push this one out of the way, because that slight step down is now enough height for us to jump back up, like so. Before we go down there, one last thing we need to do, and that's pull this back a little, because not exactly secret, but probably the only in any way hidden pickups in this level. So we're going to pull it back to here, and then we're going to take a quick hop, skip and a jump over and go around the back of this to find shotgun shells and two whole boxes of those. So definitely worth your while stopping off. And now that we've got that, jump down here. So you'll recognize it here now. Holding the floor, we've now accessed this from a different point. So we're going to reuse this lever and put the pistons back into their first shape. And we're going to approach them from the opposite side. Oh, wait, wrong way. I got a little turned around. Alright, and from this side, it is a simple case of just a few standing jumps. And another running jump to clear over to the last one. And now, finally, we are high enough to be able to reach this platform. And we can finally hit this switch. What does that do, I hear you ask? Well, it floods the room that we were in with the burners, which is exactly what we wanted. In that same process, by hitting that switch, it has also moved the pistons again. Don't miss out on that. And we're going to use those to get back down safely. So We're just going to take a run and jump back to this one, side jump back down to here, and we are good to go. So once we get back around to here, you'll see that this is now water. So we're going to hit a quick save because there's many things that could go wrong here. And we're going to go. So first things first, we're just going to immediately hit the switch that we can now access. And that's going to open the door behind us. Come on. Now, out this door brings us to the grand outdoors. Nip over to the side here straight away to draw this diver to you, if you can. There we go. Once he's dead, you have free reign. Now, where you want to go is through this little cavern here, because there's a trapdoor just there, but I'm going to hit a quick save here first, because there is what I personally consider to be the most terrifying, wouldn't even call it an enemy, trap in the game, and that's this big giant eel. I just think, oh, it got me. I just think it's terrifying. Like even in the old art, it was more weird than terrifying. But the new art, that just looks terrifying. It is a one-hit kill regardless of what your health is. I just think it's cruel. Like the only thing you can do to avoid it is just keep as far to the left here as possible. He won't reach the whole way across. But look at him. Look at him there. Teeth and just makes me uncomfortable. So if you go all the way back across and down, he can't quite make it the whole way to you, and you're good. So straight up into here. Now, this is what I refer to as the second section. Apologies for him. He kind of he kind of jumped and started shooting at me far too early. So ultimately, what we want to be doing here is we want to be getting up to there. That's our aim, up into that corner. I think there is some sort of shortcut / skip that you can do to get there, but I'm not going to do it. I'm a bit old school, and I like to take the scenic route and see everything this level has to offer. So we've got an interesting little room here. There is glass in that pit, and we're trying to get over to the far corner. We got 2 switches here. I'm going to hit a quick save in case I mess this up, but I don't think I will, though they are very much famous last words. So both these switches are timed. This one has the longer timer. The one to the left has a shorter timer, and they raise those platforms which are directly across from us. So just roll, jump, and grab, and we want to shimmy right immediately. And we should have enough time. They're fairly long timers. You're not really at too much of a risk of getting dropped into the glass. But just keep going until you get to solid ground. And once you're here, there's a switch right there. And that drops a little platform there. See, they're both after falling just now. So that's dropped a little platform back in the main room here, which I will point out very soon. So over to the left here, you'll see that there is that dropped platform, and we're very quickly going to get up. So you're just going to want to jump onto these slopes, spring straight off them and grab this at the top, and you are good to go. From here, this is a little bit of an awkward, it's not a difficult puzzle, this is just a bit of an awkward set of motions. So you're going to want to pull this out, and then you can either just take small jumps, but just watch out for the kind of ridge on the top. I like to just run at the corner and Lara will kind of sort herself out, but because this is slightly uphill, you probably need to take that little hop. Drop and grab, shimmy across, and we're almost there. Once you climb up here, there's no way to go in front of you, so turn around and you'll find a little vent. Following that, all the way around, you find yourself on the side of the room where you want to be, and all that's left is a small little hop, skip, and a jump across here. And voila. Now, we're going to get our second secret here, but we're first going to take care of the young man who means business but doesn't get it. You'll just be able to see here the next secret there, but there is glass right there. You can kind of jump and hold action to get down there, I think. May as well see if I can demonstrate it. Save just in case I get this wrong. So if you take a bit of a step back and then jump and action, you'll fall through and you're fine. But let me show you the more developer intended way of getting that, which to be honest I would have completely missed. I probably would have tried to do that from the get-go, but there's actually a way to go above. And as we all know in gaming, and probably actual life, nobody ever looks up. So break that, drop down, and there you are. It's much of muchness which way you take, to be honest. There's not a whole lot to it either way. But the only way back out is to walk through and take a little bit of damage jumping out. Just make sure you catch that ledge, because if you land back down, it will immediately kill you. It's always the risk with glass and spikes. So now we have a little ramp. Make sure to just take a jump across there, because if you don't, there are spikes underneath those. Don't think you can actually see it, but those breakaway platforms have spikes under them. And from here you can actually see the third and final secret. It's just out that window. And again, it is quite easy to get. So, kill one fish. Stand on this to break it away. And then there'll be a second fish coming up. I think he's dead. Yep. And then all you need to do is just swim out and grab it. It's as simple as that. And you get your 4 magazines of M16 ammo as a result. Right, so with all that done, we're kind of moving on to our third and final area. And there is this is quite a cleverly designed little jumping puzzle. So there's no trap. Oh, whoops. There's no trap under the breakaway floor here. It just drops you down slightly too low to be able to do anything. So you want to kind of jump through before it drops. So you can still jump out from there. It's not like it's not possible. It's just a bit awkward, and we're trying to get up to there. Can't run up the slope. We can't jump far enough to get up the slope. So you got to use a little bit of ingenuity here. So if you jump onto the slope here, slide down, jump, you can grab the ledge that way. I think, I'm not 100% sure, I've never managed to get the timing right. I think if you jump onto the breakaway tile that we jumped off of down there, you might be able to jump onto that and run at the wall and jump up and grab that ledge in just enough time. But I've never been fast enough to actually pull that off. Right. So there's absolutely nothing in this entire room, this big open room. Feels like a bit of a waste, but there's nothing else to be grabbing. And now we're going into a little bit of a... Just gonna hit a quick medipack there. We're nearly at the end, believe it or not. Stop that. So, we want to go down there, and we will shortly. But before you do that, you want to free up a pathway for yourself by running around here and pulling this out. You'll see why very, very shortly. You can jump over the railings down then. Oh, I landed on the box. That's actually kind of unusual. So around here you got another enemy around the corner. Another one who's going to climb out of this pit. There he is. He's got a bat, so I'm going to preserve some ammo. And none of these drop any pickups, which is a little bit mean, to be quite honest. So the end of the level is literally just through there. Like as soon as we get up to that, we're done. But obviously we are missing 3 pickups, which is just not acceptable. But we can't actually reach this anyway. It's slightly too tall for us, and no manner of jumping in any which way will allow us to get that. So we've got to find a way. We can't pull this the whole way across either, because we can't pull it up the ramp there. We're also going to have another enemy coming our way. Again, I don't think he drops anything at all. But by pulling out this block, we will find a key. I think that's probably like a really nastily hidden key, personally, because it will be so easy to miss that. Though, by the same token, it's quite easy to spot movable boxes, so I guess swings and roundabouts and all that. So now that we have that key, we're going to go through here. And this is where the key is going to go, but just before we do, we've got an enemy just here. Again, doesn't drop anything, just kind of there for the kills. I can't remember. Oh, yes. We're going to be in that area very soon. So we'll unlock this, first of all, with the theatre key, otherwise known as the theater. And I find it very entertaining how, like, 1995 portrayed a theater. So he also doesn't drop anything. You've got a guy up here in the box. I need to get my angles right here. Come on, buddy. There we go. Got him. And then there's one more guy. Oh, whoops. There's one more guy up there. We'll also get some Uzi clips for our troubles. And this is the other side of that glass we were looking at earlier. We'll say nothing about the fact that you can't shoot it and break it. But that pulls back the curtain on the side there. See, no breaky the glass. So, the only point I was making is I find it entertaining that this is how they envision the theater, with like the rows of seats facing the stage. And I just think it's interesting. It's a bit of an antique of its time, I must say. I can see what they were going for, and you get what it is. I just think it's kind of funny. Now, there's supposed to be an enemy here. Interesting. Usually there's an enemy behind here. Don't know where he is. Should be here. So be it. In the meantime, we're going to pull this block out, just one, so that we can reach the gap up here. We're going to drop up and over into this very dark area. So much so, I'm just going to light a flare, because it's very easy to accidentally run into this pit and die. I just thought I'd point it out. So that has now filled the area that we were trying to jump across earlier with water. Which will allow us access to finishing up the level. Now, I genuinely have no idea why this enemy hasn't triggered, but we're just going to keep motoring on anyway. There is an enemy just around the corner here. He'll just come through here any moment now. Come on, buddy. There we go. And he's going to drop our very last pickup of the level. So that will leave us with 16 of 16, 3 secrets, 20 kills. I think there should be 21 if memory serves, because there definitely should have been an enemy that spawned when we activated the curtain just there. But look, I'm not counting the kills too much. I'm mainly counting the pickups and the secrets, and we have ticked both of those boxes, so I am happy. There we go. And literally, like I said earlier, as soon as you take a step through here, that is the level. So 27 minutes, not a particularly long one, not a particularly challenging one either. I don't think there's a whole lot to it. It's very linear. There's not a whole lot of branching paths. I guess you kind of circle around to the same area a couple of times, and you have to kind of be clever there, particularly at that kind of engine room at the start. But I think that key being hidden at the end there, I think that's the bit that will really throw people, because if you don't know it's there, you wouldn't really look behind that box now, would you? But anyways, I digress. That has been Living Quarters, and the next time we're going to take on one of my favourite levels, and I think it's actually the last level of the Maria Doria. Is it Maria Doria? I think it's the Maria Doria. The boat levels. It is quite a long one. It's quite a long, meandering escapade, we shall call it, with a lot of different ways to go, a lot of things to see. But I really enjoy it, I have to say. But that'll be for the next time. So until then, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you again real soon.